So today we're going to be doing our slow flow class, and I don't usually play music with these classes. I just kind of allow you guys to run your own music in the background. So whatever playlist makes you feel really comfortable and safe, or that you just really love certain kind of music. I usually do a lot of Stevie Nicks and just all kinds of stuff that's really gentle, but can kind of take me into that place. And y'all are welcome to play that in the background while we're practicing, and I encourage you to do that and spend time kind of figuring out what are those things that kind of open you up to your own spirit. So tonight, before we get started, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about something that kind of occurred to me within the last week or two, and it's really helped me a lot because when we're doing our manifestation work and we're kind of thinking about all of the things that we really want, all of these really big grand things that we want to come true and that we want to see happen in our lives, sometimes we'll feel like almost a pang of guilt, or like, am I, wanting these things because they're worthy and good and noble and all of that stuff with my time and energy, Am I investing my time and energy in things that are meaningful and that have purpose for my life and all of this kind of stuff? And I think we can kind of get lost in that. And sometimes the things that we want seem almost more superficial or don't seem to have some of that headiness that we think that they should have. And we get a little bit disappointed with ourselves or think that we need to shift our attention into something at some other place. And I don't know if you guys have watched The Queen's Gambit, but it was such a good show on Netflix. And I learned something from everything, I feel like, in my life. And what I learned from this one was that, I was having this thought when I was in meditation one day that, are the things that I want, are they worth my time and energy? And as I was thinking about it, I was taken back to that show. And in The Queen's Gambit, she's this amazing world-renowned chess player. She's a master, and she ends up becoming a master. And all she ever wants is to win. That's her thing. That's the thing she wants. And, initially when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, that's all she really wants is just to win. And in my head, I was even kind of judging it, like, gosh, that's kind of shallow or something, But then when I was thinking about my own heart's desires, I was coming up against that feeling within my own desires, and I was like, gosh, is that kind of shallow of me to want the things that I want? And what I realized in that moment, it struck me like a lightning bolt, was, what did she want? She wanted to win, but it wasn't about what she wanted at all. It had nothing to do with what she wanted. It had everything to do with the journey that she took to get to the thing that she wanted. It was all about the growth and expansion, the unbecoming, all of the layers of things that she unbecame during that process of achieving the desire of the heart. And so it doesn't really matter at all what the desire is, what the want is. None of those things matter. What matters is that we're in the moment and we're fully immersed in our life experience, really experiencing each and every present moment that we're in, and experiencing those life things that happen and allowing them to transform us, to educate us, to alchemize within our own being and shift us into the next new place. And so even if this thing that we want, the tip of the mountain of things that we want, the things that we want the very most, the desire of the heart, even if we think that thing is somewhat superficial, or we think it's not deep enough, or we think it doesn't have enough, altruism in it, or whatever it is, we have to step back and remember not to judge the thing, not to judge the desire of the heart, not to try to look at it from and judge it as in it has to present itself in a certain way or be this certain kind of a thing that other people would admire or look up to or whatever it is. And it's not about that at all. So stop judging the thing and just sit in our own experience. Sit in our own experience. Be completely present in each and every moment. Allow our experiences transform us, remembering that the desire of the heart, it's not about achieving the thing. It's not about attaining the thing. It's about what we learn about ourselves on our way to the achievement of the thing. And maybe we never even reach that achievement because we experience so many dives and turns and twists along the way of our path, of our life experience, that it diverts us into this next new peak, this next new desire of our heart. And that's the thing. And so that it's never about achieving the thing. It's always about what we're learning about ourselves on the way to the thing. So allow the desire of the heart to inspire us and to encourage us to take specific actions and make specific choices that open up more and more doors of opportunity for us. So that was a really meaningful thing that came for me in this last couple of weeks. I wanted to share that with you guys. And so in our practice today, kind of thinking about where maybe I'm limiting myself or my life experience because I'm judging the desire of my heart. I'm judging the thing. You know, if I think I just want to win, that it's selfish because I just want to win. Or if I think, you know, that I want to travel and, you know, make a certain amount of money so that I can do that, that's not okay or that's not good enough or any of that stuff, that it can be just that. I can just want the thing and I can just have the experiences that I have along the way to achieving that thing and learn so much about myself along the way. I'm going to shift and I'm going to grow and I'm going to transform immensely on the way to that thing. And a lot of the times it's the stuff that we're most afraid of, that we're coming up against these old fears and we're pressing up against things that, you know, we haven't looked at in a long time. So it's an amazing opportunity for growth and expansion. And no matter what it is, gosh, this fly is trying to get me. Sorry. Just step into it, accept it, allow it, don't judge it. And just give yourself permission to access the fullness of your experience and to step into whatever that fullest desire of your heart is. Stop judging it, stop limiting yourself, stop pressing it away, stop saying that's not for me. It is. If you feel it in your heart, you know that's the truth of what you want to experience. In this time and place, in this embodiment, with the resources available to you, with the people you have in your life, go for it. Go for it. So let's go ahead and get started with our practice. So just giving ourselves permission to enter into this safe space on our mat. And coming back to ourselves by following the breath. Easing into your comfortable seated position. Anchoring yourself into this time and this space, being fully and completely present in this moment, accepting this moment of our journey right now. So that we can dream the dream. So that we can take the actions and make the choices that take us closer to that place. So that we can have the experiences that are meant for us, specifically for me, specifically for this embodiment of my being. Allow it to transform, to alchemize within me, learning more about who and what I am, self-discovery. Dropping the shoulders back and down, feeling the spine come nice and long. Rib cage is floating over the sits bones, heart space radiating from the chest, head's floating over the heart. Feeling light in the body, closing the eyes, and following the breath. That equal length of inhalation to exhalation. Be conscious of where the breath is. Is the breath stopping in the top of the lungs? Or are you drawing that breath deeper into the body? Past the lower lobes of the lungs, past the diaphragm, all the way down into the belly, allowing that belly to rise away from the body on the inhalation. And then exhaling and drawing the navel towards the spine on the exhale, fully expelling all of that stagnant air out of those lungs. Feeling grounded and comfortable and safe in this safe little corner on your mat. Just opening ourselves up for whatever transformation is meant for us tonight, whatever possibilities are meant to present themselves to us during our practice. To be present enough with the body to hear, to listen, to feel, to receive the communication of the heart. And inhaling very deeply. Exhale fully and completely. And drop the chin to the chest. Begin to take those gentle neck circles in whatever direction feels best tonight. Not forcing it or rushing through the posture, the motion, but pausing and breathing into any of those spaces where you're finding that tension, that discomfort, any resistance. Sending the breath of life into those places. Next time you find your chin towards the chest, drawing the rotation in the opposite direction. And coming back to center. Inhaling deeply. Exhale completely and hinge forward from the hips. We're going to begin that Sufi grind, taking that rotation around those sits bones that are anchoring you into the earth, the entirety of your upper body. Inhaling from the front to the back and exhaling from the back to the front. Moving as slow or as fast as feels comfortable to you tonight. And the next time you find yourself towards the front of that rotation, drawing it in the opposite direction. Again, always matching the breath with the movement. Inhaling from the front to the back. Exhaling from the back to the front. And draw yourself upright into that comfortable seated position. Take a couple deep breaths here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. On that second exhalation, release those hands to frame the hips. Fingertips are gently resting into the earth, and just feel that depth of connection that you have to the Mother Earth beneath you. Always there to sustain, to nurture, to care for. Inhaling and drawing the arms overhead, nice, long, straight body. Exhale, cactusing out the arms, allowing that heart space to radiate forward, palms of the hands shining towards the front of the room. Inhale, draw those fingertips back into the sky, long arms. Exhale, releasing the right hand into the earth and reach through the left fingertips, drawing them towards the opposite wall. Bending through that right arm as much as you need to facilitate that depth of stretch through the side body. Keeping that shoulder that's elevated, rotated back so that heart space is nice and open. Inhale, drawing both arms back into the sky. Reach those fingertips nice and engaged towards the stars. Exhale and release the left hand into the earth. Take that gentle bend through the elbows so that you can reach that side body, reaching those right fingertips towards the left wall. You can take a gentle bounce here or remain in stillness. Just listen to your body and what it needs from you today. Inhale, raising those arms into the sky. And then exhaling and gently allowing those hands to find the earth, just showering down that beautiful radiant energy all around your physical being. We're going to take our right hand to the outside of our left knee. Left hand comes behind the left glute so that you can take that gentle spinal twist. Gazing over the left shoulder if it feels comfortable and safe on the neck. And just breathing into this posture. If on every exhalation you feel like taking that twist a little bit deeper, then go ahead and do so. Untwisting that spine, we're going to take it to the opposite direction. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Right hand comes behind the right glute. Twisting through the spine so that you can take your gaze over the right shoulder if it feels safe on your neck. Never pressing into pain, tingling, or numbness. Always taking the very best care of ourselves, listening to our body, and never forcing ourselves into a compromising posture. And untwisting that spine, take those hands gently resting the palms face down on the knees. We're going to begin to take some gentle shoulder circles here, if I can get that word out. Inhaling back and up towards the ears, exhaling down towards the front. Inhaling up towards the back, exhaling down. Taking that shoulder rotation forward. And the next time you find those shoulders down, draw that rotation in the opposite direction. This time taking that rotation backwards, inhaling up towards the top, exhaling down towards the bottom. And releasing those shoulders back down into their neutral space. Closing the eyes, taking a few deep breaths. And then coming into our tabletop position, drawing ourselves up onto those hands and knees. Shoulders are stacked on top of the wrists, hips are stacked on top of the knees, and just starting to shift those hips side to side. And then draw yourself back into that tabletop position so that we can begin those cat-cow stretches. Inhaling, dropping the belly towards the earth and lifting the gaze. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Start by tucking the tailbone, round through the spine and take the chin to the chest. Lifting the gaze, dropping the belly, lifting the tailbone for the cow. Rounding the spine, tucking the chin to the chest for the cat, and just continuing on at your own pace. Moving as fast or as slow as you need to today, warming up that spine as much as you need. If you need a lot of warming up in your body before you engage in your practice, moving that body a little bit faster in this posture is really going to help warm you up and facilitate more of that mobility, ability to come into those deeper postures without putting stress or strain on the body. Come back into that tabletop position. Draw the knees towards the edge of the mat. Press the glutes back towards the heels, stretching the arms out long in front of us. Release the forehead towards the earth and drop the heart towards the mat. Coming into this peaceful warrior posture, this humble posture, surrendering to those higher aspects of our own being, our higher self, the soul space. Surrendering to the desire of the heart, not judging it, not accusing it of not being good enough, accepting and allowing it just the way it is, and settling into our experience, stepping into the journey. Draw that left hand towards the left corner of the mat, then walk the right fingertips over towards that left hand. Gently rest the right hand on top of the left, releasing the forehead back into the earth, taking that gentle stretch through the side body. And walking those hands back to center, release the forehead back into the earth. Take a couple more deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Walk the right hand over towards the right corner of the mat. Left hand draws itself towards the right, gently resting the left hand on top of the right, releasing that forehead towards the earth. Relaxing a little bit deeper, releasing the body a little bit closer to the earth. Walking the hands back to center, reach those fingertips out long in front of you. We're going to reach out through our right arm, take it to the side of the body, reaching those fingertips out towards the right wall. Left fingertips are still reaching towards the front of the room. Inhale, lifting up through the heart space. We're going to draw that right arm underneath the heart space and gently turn the head, resting the right cheek and temple onto the earth. And just open up through that right shoulder and shoulder blade. You can take a gentle bind here if you wish by reaching that left arm up and dropping it down reaching those left fingertips towards the right hip. And just take some deep breaths. Surrendering to the posture, opening up any of those spaces where we are potentially holding onto those energies in our muscle tissue, our fascia. Releasing any of those energies that are no longer serving us today. And if you're taking that gentle bind, reach those left fingertips back towards the top of the mat. Inhale, lifting up through the heart space. Draw that right arm out from underneath and take those fingertips back towards the top of the mat. Reaching out through the left arm this time, pointing those fingertips towards that left wall. Inhale, lifting up through the heart space. Draw the left arm underneath the heart, releasing the left cheek and temple into the earth. And just relaxing into this posture, opening up through that left shoulder blade. Releasing all of that tension from the weight of the things that we've been choosing to carry. Releasing any of those things that are no longer serving us, that are no longer meant for us, or potentially aren't even ours. Choosing to let them go and lighten our load and release that tension in those shoulders. Releasing the burden of the weight that we've been carrying. Remembering that we always have a choice. You're taking that gentle bind, drawing the right fingertips back towards the top of the mat. Inhale, lifting up through the heart space. Draw that arm out from underneath, reaching those fingertips back in front, long through the body in that humble posture. Then inhale and rise back up into your tabletop position. Curling the toes under, pressing the hips into the sky, finding your first downward facing dog of your practice this afternoon. And then inhaling and gazing towards the top of the mat, towards those hands, stepping or floating towards the top of the mat. And just hanging in your forward fold here for a moment. Keeping those hands rooted and grounded into the earth, or taking your pinkies and gently resting them into opposite elbows. Taking some gentle movement here, or remaining in stillness, just listening to your body and whatever it needs tonight. Fully releasing the weight of the crown of the head towards the earth. Pick up those toes, placing them back down into the earth, starting with the pinky toes. And then the next little toe, the middle toe, all the way up to the big toe, creating space in between each one. Gently bending through those knees. Utilize that core strength and inhale, rise up. Drawing those arms overhead. Reaching those fingertips into the sky, nice engaged posture. Exhale, cactusing out the arms, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, pressing the heart space forward. Inhale, the arms come overhead. Exhale, swan diving forward. Inhaling, half lift. Take those thumbs into your heart center, gently resting the palms of the hands on the shin bones. Exhale, release those hands into the earth, and inhale, rising up. Exhale, cactusing out those arms. Inhale, fingertips rise into the sky. Exhale, swan diving forward. Inhaling, half lift. Crown of the head shines towards the front of the room. Exhale, releasing the hands into the earth. Inhale, roll up through that spine, vertebra by vertebra, nice and slow, drawing those arms into the sky, reversing your swan dive. Exhale, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, drawing them into the sky, fingertips rising up over the head. Exhale, hinging forward from those hips. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, releasing the hands into the earth. Inhale, roll through the spine, rise up. Finding that Samastahiti or Tadasana posture. Thumbs either come to the heart center, or palms of the hands come forward. As you release those arms to the side of the body, mountain pose. Take a couple deep breaths as you ground yourself and root yourself into this time and space, releasing ourselves from the need to achieve the desire of the heart, the peak of the mountain, right away, remembering there's no rush because it's all about the journey, it's all about the experience, it's all about what I'm learning about myself on the way to the desire of the heart. No rush, no forcing, no pressing. Everything is exactly as it is, in its perfect time, in its perfect place. We're going to begin our sun salutations. So inhale and draw the arms overhead. Exhale, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, fingertips rise into the sky. Exhaling and diving forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, releasing those hands into the earth. Float a step back for your plank posture, dropping those heels back towards the back wall. Shoulders are stacked on top of the wrist. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Inhaling deeply, exhale, release the heart space towards the earth. Keep the elbows in tight towards the side body. Inhale. Downward facing, or upward facing dog, cobra posture. Exhale, curl the toes under, press the hips into the sky. Downward facing dog. Stepping towards the hands or floating towards the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up to begin again. We're going to do 2 more of these. Exhale, cactus out the arms. Inhale, fingertips rise into the sky. Exhale, dropping those hands into the earth as you hinge forward from the hips. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, releasing the palms of the hands into the mat. Step or float back. Take that Chaturanga Dandasana. Stepping towards the hands. One more time. Inhale, roll up through the vertebra of the spine. Arms come overhead. Exhale, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, fingertips rise into the sky, and exhale, diving forward. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, drop the hands into the earth. Step, float back. Take your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. And just step towards the top of your mat. Hang in your forward fold here for a moment. Gently shifting those hips side to side and remaining in stillness. And inhale, roll through your spine, nice and slow. Drawing those arms into the sky. Samastahiti or Tadasana. Take a couple deep breaths. Eyes are closed. Continuing to draw the awareness
back into your own being. Feeling those roots growing out from both of your feet, anchoring you into this earth, anchoring you into this time and space. We're going to come into our tree posture. So beginning on the left side, anchor and root yourself through that left foot, really visualizing those deep roots growing deep into the earth. Nice, thick roots. And then kicking out the right leg. You can come into that kickstand posture. Gently resting the heel just over the ankle of the left leg, never resting our body on our joints. So ensuring that that heel is resting just over that ankle bone. This can be your fullest expression of tree, but if it feels comfortable and safe, you can draw it up a little bit higher. Take the sole of the foot, gently resting it on the interior of the calf. Oh, I'm losing my posture here. Or if it feels even more comfortable and safe, you can take that leg and gently place the sole of the foot onto the interior of the thigh. Or you can come into that lotus posture. So just listen to your body and take whatever version of that posture feels best, or you can keep that hip the most open and that knee is as clearly drawn towards that right wall as possible, pointing directly towards it. Really open up through that hip. Close the eyes or find that drishti gaze, that one point of still focus, that extra point of contact from the body to the earth. And then if it feels comfortable and safe, you can reach those tree branches, those arms all the way up into the sky. Flies driving me crazy, sorry y'all. Then inhale, take the knee back towards the front of the room, palms of the hands come back to the heart center, release the foot into the earth and pedal it out so that we can take it to the opposite side. Close the eyes for a moment, root yourself into the earth through that right leg. Visualizing those nice, thick, dense roots growing out from the bottom of the foot into the earth, connecting you deeper, anchoring you into this earth. And then begin to take your posture. Kickstand the foot. And then take it to the same depth of posture on this side as you did on the opposite side. So if you took that foot up towards the calf, then take it towards the calf on this side. Really opening up through that hip. Finding that drishti gaze, that one point of still focus. Staring at that one point on the wall or the floor in front of you. And take your posture deeper if it's in your practice by opening up those tree branches, reaching those arms into the sky. Draw that knee forward, take the hands back into the chest, releasing the foot into the earth and pedal it out. Plant those feet into the earth about hip width distance apart. Inhale, draw the arms overhead. Exhale, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, reach the fingertips into the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, calf lift. Exhale, release those hands and plant them into the earth. Step it back through the downward facing dog. Triangle pose. Take a couple deep breaths. This is actually a resting posture where we procreate our energy, not just for the rest of our practice, but for our day, for our life. Building that prana, that life force energy within our own being. And then we're going to inhale and lift up through our left leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Rotate that ankle. Inhale, lengthen through that leg. Exhale, we're going to step it forward between those hands. We're going to take that back foot. We're going to take it parallel to the back of the mat so that that front arch is either dissecting the heel of the back foot or the arch of the back foot. Lengthening through the left leg. We're going to take your left hand inside of the arch of the left foot. We're going to drop those fingertips face down towards the earth. And then inhale. We're going to lift the right arm up, reaching those fingertips into the sky. Rotating that heart space forward, opening up through the chest. You can take that hand anywhere along the shin that you might need to for that additional support. You can use a block to give you a little bit more height and bring that earth a little bit closer. Just listen to your body and whatever you might need today. Exhale and release those fingertips into the earth. And then we're going to inhale, cartwheel it up, and draw ourselves into our warrior two. You can deepen into this posture if you want to here, really sinking into it. Walk that foot forward a little bit too if you want to open up. Just make sure that those hip points are still pointed towards the side wall. Same direction as those back toes. And then opening up through those arms, palms of the hands, we're going to open up into the sky. Front knee is stacked on top of the front ankle. And just take a couple deep breaths as you sink into your posture. Releasing that left forearm down just over the left knee, never on the kneecap. We're going to reach overhead, drawing those fingers towards the wall in front of us for that extended side angle posture. Still keeping that heart lifted, shoulder is dropped back and down, opening up through the heart space. Feeling that nice long line of your side body. Inhale, rise back up into your warrior two posture. Take some deep breaths. We're going to inhale and lengthen through our front leg. We're going to release those arms down and turn, twist our body so that our heart space is in alignment with that front leg. Now drawing that gaze just in front of you. We're going to release those hands down to frame that left foot. Take it back a little bit if you need to here. And then we're going to come into our revolved triangle posture. So you're going to take your right hand, you're going to just plant it in front of the arch of the left foot. Inhale, lift up through the left arm, reaching those fingertips into the sky, and take a couple deep breaths. Exhale, release that hand back down into the earth. Walk your right hand to the right side of the edge of your mat. Inhale, come up on the back toes and draw that foot forward to meet your left. Bending through the knees, inhale, rise up, draw the arms overhead. Exhale, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, reach the fingertips into the sky. Exhale, swan diving forward. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, releasing the hands into the earth, stepping it back. Downward facing dog. Taking it to the opposite side this time, we're going to inhale, lift up through the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee and rotate the ankle. Inhale, lengthen through the leg. Exhale, round through the spine. Pull it all the way through. And place that foot in between those hands. Pin on that back foot. Release that foot into the earth. Make sure it's parallel with the back of the mat. That front heel is dissecting the arch of the back foot or in alignment with that back heel. And we're going to place take that right hand inside the arch of the right foot. Drop those fingertips towards the earth. Inhale, lifting up through the left fingertips. Open up through the heart space, through the chest. Gently resting that hand on the shin if you need to. Or placing the hand on a block. Just listening to the body. If you need to bend the knee for a little bit more support, feel free to do so. Bending through that knee. Inhale, rising up. Warrior Two posture. Just sinking into that posture. Taking those deep breaths, gazing over the right fingertips, if it feels safe on the neck. Going to come into that extended side angle, releasing that right forearm just over the right knee, reaching the left fingertips overhead, keeping that heart space exposed, rotating that left shoulder back and down, opening up through the chest. Inhale, rising up, back into your Warrior Two posture. Lengthening through the front leg, releasing the hands to the side of the body, twisting through the waist, making sure that heart space is in alignment with the right thigh, pointing in the same direction as those right toes in front of the body. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, releasing those hands into the earth. Drop that foot back a little bit if you need to here. And then take the left hand, plant it inside of the arch of the left foot, reaching up through the right fingertips. Taking that gentle twist, gazing at the right wall now. And releasing those hands to frame the right foot, step the left hand out towards the left edge of the mat, come up high on the back toes, and then draw that foot forward to meet your right foot, bending through the knees ever so gently, rising up, drawing the arms overhead. Exhaling, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, reach the fingertips into the sky. Exhale, Samasthiti Virabhadrasana. Take a couple deep breaths. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, fingertips rise into the sky. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, release the hands into the earth, dropping the glutes towards the heels. Release the glutes into the earth and lengthening through the legs. I'll turn to the side so y'all can see me a little bit better here. Inhale, drawing the arms overhead. Exhale, lengthening through the spine and dropping those fingertips towards the feet, the ankles and the feet. Or dropping those hands onto the shin bones. Just listening to your body. And take a couple deep breaths. Not so much hinging forward and dropping the forehead towards the shin bones, but keeping that spine nice and long. Crown of the head is still shining into the sky. Inhale, rise up, drawing those hands up the legs, all the way back up towards the hip crease. Bending the knees, planting the soles of the feet into the earth, utilizing that core strength to release your spine all the way down into the mat. Nice and slow, vertebra by vertebra. And releasing those arms at the side of the body. Inhale, take the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. Holding on to just the right leg. Inhale, lifting up through the left. Exhale, release that leg with grace and ease all the way down into the earth, nice and slow. Reaching out through the right arm. Take your left hand to the outside of the left leg, or the right leg, and draw it across the body. Keeping those shoulders anchored into the earth. And just breathing. Opening up through the body, releasing all of the resistance, all of the tension, all of the resistance to all of the things that the heart wants, calling them shallow, calling them not good enough, not worth our time and energy, and just owning into the experience of humanity. Untwisting that spine, taking the knees back into the chest, squeezing those knees into the heart space. Hold on to just the left leg this time, pull it into the chest. Inhale, lift up through the right leg, and exhale, release it all the way down. Nice and slow. Reaching out through the left arm this time, take the right hand to the outside of the left leg, draw it across the body. Keeping those shoulders grounded into the earth. And taking your gaze over the left fingertips only if it feels safe on the neck. And just letting go. Letting go of all of the stuff that's no longer meant for you. Release it to the Pachamama, the earth beneath you. Allowing her to do the work of transmutation for all of that stuff that's no longer serving us and turning into those beautiful life-affirming energies once again. And then untwisting those hips. Draw the knees back into the chest. And then coming into that happy baby posture by grabbing onto the outer edges of those feet, taking the knees in towards the armpits and finding some gentle movement here. Closing those eyes and just allowing yourself to get lost into the movement. Lengthening through one leg and then the other. Rocking side to side or back and forth. Just listening to your body and what it needs. Doesn't have to look any specific way. As long as we're keeping ourselves safe and not pushing in the pain. And then releasing those legs whenever you're ready and taking any last postures that you might need that we didn't cover throughout our practice today. Or drawing yourself into your final Shavasana, corpse pose posture. Deepening through the legs, taking those arms to the side of the body. Palms are face down to connect and ground to the earth. Palms are face up to receive. Allowing the feet to fall to the side. Consciously relaxing all of those parts of the body where you know that you generally hold on to those tensions. And invite them to relax, to release, finding your breath. Equal length of inhalation to exhalation. On every exhalation, sinking deeper into the earth, deeper and deeper into that safe space. And just continuing to breathe. We don't have to tell a story about every single thing. We don't have to judge every single thing. We can just accept things exactly the way they are, especially when it's that information that comes directly from our own heart space. The desires of the heart, the wants of our own being, the experiences that the soul space wants to have while it's here. No judgment, no accusation, just allowing, listening to that heart space, listening to those desires and honoring them with our choices and our actions and our words. Drawing ourselves closer always towards the desire of the heart through those actions, through those choices, instead of farther and farther away from them. Continue to breathe. It's all about what I'm learning about myself on the way to the desire of the heart. Remembering that a mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions. And it's okay to have a life that gets us excited to wake up in the mornings. It's okay to have a life full of excitement, full of joy, full of happiness. To get all of the things that we want. It's okay. We're not meant to be here to suffer through every day, to drudge through this experience. We're meant to enjoy it, to celebrate it, to truly live, to truly embody the desire of the heart. To experience everything that this world, that this universe has to offer and all of its beauty. And there's so much beauty, we just have to shift our focus into that space. And taking the bridge this time through the breath, from the soul space back to the physical body, gently waking it up. Drawing it back into this time and space, this dimension of existence, of reality. Beginning by gently wiggling the fingers and toes. Perhaps rotating the hands around the wrists, the feet around the ankles. Taking any gentle stretches that you might need. Reaching the arms overhead and really stretching through the entire length of the body. And then rolling over onto the right side in the fetal position for a moment.
committing to yourself that you will not judge the desire of the heart. You will only seek to move closer to that desire, saying yes to the experiences, yes to the growth, yes to the knowledge of your own being, the self-discovery. And pressing into the palm of the left hand whenever you're ready. Drawing yourself upright into that comfortable seated position. Taking those hands in a prayer pose, tucking the thumbs into the breastbone, releasing that calming energy into our body, into our being. Long through the spine, finishing our class tonight with 3 long set nums. I am truth, truth is my name, truth is my identity. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Then inhaling to begin. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for practice tonight. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will look forward to seeing you guys later.